This video is going to be about honing a razor with slurry on the stone. What you see on my computer screen right now is using my microscope. This is a human hair, so you can see proportion-wise how large the hair appears on my computer screen. So I'll take a photo of that for future reference. And down here I have my little honing station set up. This is a Japanese razor and it's marked Swedish steel. And I'm going to dull the edge on a glass jar. So at this stage the razor is dull. It won't cut my finger and it won't shave any hair at all. So this is a 1000 grit king. I'm going to set the bevel on the razor. And although they're fast, these are just one directional strokes. I lift the razor and go back. These are all forward edge leading strokes. And I'm using what I call the axe method, which is a diminishing stroke count honing method when I use a slurry. Now that should set the bevel, but to prove it to myself, I'm going to use my microscope. So I have a setup here with EPI lenses which allows illumination of dark objects like steel or minerals. So here's my razor. I have it in focus and I have a switch here that allows me to switch over from my microscope to my computer screen. So this is the razor, and let me focus that in a little bit. Okay, so that's the edge, and you can see, I'll take a photo. Let me just move it up into the frame a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to focus that. Okay, I'll take a photo, which would be photo number 1214. And you can see, as I scroll down, those long dark scratches go all the way down to the base of the bevel, which is right there. This is the face of the razor, this is the base of the bevel, and these scratches you can see continue unchanged all the way up to the edge of the razor. So I've established a set bevel, which means the scratches go all the way up to the edge from the base of the bevel. So I'm going to take the razor out now and go back down to my sharpening station here. And this is Naniwa 10,000 grit stone, and I have a worn out Atama diamond plate. I'm going to create a slurry using this Atama plate. This was a number 400, but it acts now more like 1,000 because it's so worn out. Okay, so I've created a slurry here using the grit from the Naniwa. There's no other Nagra involved. So I've gone from bevel set with 1000 grit scratches that were done diagonally on the stone, on the king. Now these I'm going to do straight on forward on the Naniwa. So there's 12 strokes. Turn the razor over. There again, these are just one directional strokes. I'm moving the slurry back, but all the sharpening strokes are done on a forward motion. Okay, there's 12, there's 6, that's 18. Here's 3, that's 21. Two more, 23. So 24 strokes total. I'm going to rinse off the razor and dry it off. And we're going to go back to the microscope. And I'm going to focus this in. And here is what the bevel looks like now. Pull it up into view. So this is how the Naniwa left the blade, using a slurry with 24 strokes. This long scratch there is from the king, and this one also I'm thinking is from the king, but it could be from a rogue scratch, larger particle from the slurry of the Naniwa. I'm going to focus in just a little bit better, and I'll take a photo of the screen there. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down to the base of the bevel. And you'll see those scratches that were left from the king. Here they are down at the bottom here at the base of the bevel, unadulterated. They weren't hardly affected by the Naniwa at all. But as I scroll back up, you'll see they become thinner and thinner until right at the edge, there's all those scratches from the king are gone. I'll scroll along the edge of the razor so you can see the length of the razor is generally in the same state. There's some darker scratches left over from the king, and then of course there are some scratches left over from or that maybe were a little bit larger from the Naniwa, groups of clusters of grit that just remained as whole pieces. And I'll take another photo there. And while I think about it, I'm going to go down, and here's a photo of the middle of the bevel. And here is the base. It's just for future reference. Okay, so we're going to, here's the bevel again. The next step I'm going to take is from, from the microscope, the blade. I'm going to rinse off this stone in clear water to rinse away all the slurry. So this stone now has very little, if any, slurry. There's always some around, you know, because stones don't rinse totally that easily. But okay, now I have one piece of masking or of black tape, electrical tape, and I'm going to put on the spine. Okay, so we have a clear stone, no slurry, and I'm going to do start with 6 strokes. 1, 2, So that was 9 strokes total. Rinse off the blade. Now leave the tape on. Back to the microscope. Okay, and here is the bevel as it looks now. It's a little bit more defined. And remember how large the piece of hair was. I'll bring up that photo right now for reference. Here's the piece of hair. This is at the same magnification. And here's how our edge looks right now. I'll take one photo of that. Next thing I'm going to do is take out the razor, and I'm going over to my strop. I have a hanging strop. It's an old Illinois strop, clean leather, there's no dust or sprays on it. There's 15 passes. This is blue jean material from an old pair of blue jeans. It's basically cotton. Okay, back to the microscope. I'll rinse off the blade there. And here's what our edge is looking like at this stage. And let me focus in on that. And I'll take a photo. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a hanging hair test right down here. So this is after just a minimum number of strokes on the stones. So that was HH5. That was an HH5. That was HH4. That was a 5. That was nothing, maybe a 3, probably a 2. That was right at the heel. So in the middle of the razor I've got 5s. Out here it's 3s and 2s. And out here it's, I think, more like 4s. Well, actually out at the edge, yeah, I'd say 4s at the toe. So I could work on the razor a little bit more. But what I'm trying to illustrate here is that, and I shaved with a razor that was finished just about like that yesterday.